what is one thing you learned about yourself this year?
That I would say the one thing I learned about myself this year is that anything's possible when you have some belief. And I think I learned that before, but I kind of relearned it before, which is why that sign's behind me, just to remind me that I believe what I do matters. And when I believe what I do matters, it gives me the confidence to really ask anybody anything, call anybody, say no to anybody. And so it's like reminding myself the power of the word believe is really, I think, an underrated word, but it's something I think about often.
Awesome. And since by the time this episode comes out, it'll probably be one of the first episodes of the new year, 2025. What is one thing you want to improve on next year, either personally or your business, that you could share with us today?
I think the one thing I'm going to work on next year is finding ways to not delegate, but more outsource where it doesn't make sense. Not trying to do everything by myself. Like my wife works from home too. She works for a company called Clearage Marketing. Asking her for more help when there's areas. So like just committing to stay in my genius zone, and things that I suck at, don't do them. Find help.
Nice. And our favorite question:
why is marketing important?
Because people aren't going to just find you by fluke. I think it's important. Marketing tells a story. I love I'm a big believer of when you market in the third person, not the first person. That's why that's what I teach. I teach people when they do their messaging to not talk about what you do, but talk about why your clients buy from you. I feel like people want more to follow a story than follow just a sales pitch or follow a slide deck, because I believe stories sell, slides don't. And I think marketing is a great way to tell a story. There's many different ways to do it, be it video, social, print, but I think marketing is super important.
Awesome.
I'm going to go back to the second question you asked about 2025. Do you do like a word of the year?
I don't.
So let me preference this. So a lot of people, when they're setting their goals together, they'll analyze what their goals are and then associate a word with it. So like this past year for me, my word is consistency. So learning to be consistent in everything, in all aspects of business. And I'll even go a step further to where I have that word on a sticky note in front of my computer. So every single day that I sit down to work and meet with businesys, it's just right there. It's just being
no different than your belief right behind you.
Yeah.
I guess that could be the word, So.
I would say, Joe, I feel like I have 3 words that are always on top of my mind. I think these are life superpowers that I teach. I teach myself. I practice myself, which is humility, vulnerability, and curiosity. I think those are absolute superpowers that most leaders leave dormant inside their body. But so those, I would say those are always my words of the year.
Especially the vulnerability with businesses and CEOs learning to be vulnerable with the rest of their team.
Well, that goes into today's topic, because sometimes you have ego to mask you want to try to show strength, but really you should let your guard down to connect. And
Totally.
That's why I wanted to talk about it, because we're all sales guys here, right? So when you sell, you come in all right, my slide deck, my pitch deck's ready, but people don't buy from that, right? They buy from you. So I'll get into that a little bit more, but before we move forward, our A Advanced Service Pump You Up quote of the day. So this is a quote, Epictetus, and I want to read it, or Joe, can you read it, and we'll get Casey's thought?
You can't learn if you think you already know. How does that quote resonate with you?
It resonates deeply, because there's a similar quote that I got taught, and I share in my books, and it's from a mentor of mine named a guy named John Kaplan. He said, it's okay not to know every answer. It's just not okay not to do anything about it. And the power of I don't know is so powerful. Most leaders don't think about that. They don't, the Socratic method is you encourage people to encourage questions to get to the root of the problem, root of the answer, to create critical thinking for your team. So I love that. I love that quote.